Blue holes are underwater cave openings, and they can be kind of creepy. One minute you're swimming through endless shallows of seagrass beds filming small fish rooting about, and the next you're staring into a bottomless portal to an underworld teeming with creatures of all shape and size. Blue holes are very common throughout the Bahamian archipelago. The entire region sits atop limestone bedrock, a type of rock that forms caves when it's exposed to rain and groundwater. This is what happened during glacial maximums when sea levels were as much as 400 feet lower than they are today. As the tides ebb and flow, enormous volumes of water move in and out of these cave systems. In larger blue holes like this one, the water movement can stir up sediment and reduce visibility. Because of this, the best time to snorkel is during slack tide, rated high tide or low tide. I prefer low tide because it gets me 3 to 4 feet closer to the action. Right now, I've arrived a bit before the low tide. Current is still flowing out of the cave and there is still some debris in the water. Diving down in these conditions is a little bit of a challenge. You're swimming against the current and it's tough to hold the camera steady. Fish are drawn to the complex structure around the rim of blue holes. Overhangs and ledges make great hiding spots from predators. Here's a school of young barracuda, probably 1 to 2 years old. Adults of this species are mostly solitary, but juveniles like these form schools to help confuse predators. Their main threat around here is sharks, but Nassau grouper and cubera snapper also hunt for them. Lurking just below is a mutton snapper. Unlike many reef fish that hunt at dawn and dusk or at night, this species actively hunts during the day. They go for small fish, crustaceans, and cephalopods. Their appearance is striking, often shifting to bright red fins when active. The black spot on its back is also distinctive. In the shadows, I also spotted a nurse shark. As soon as it saw me, it let the current carry it away, clearly not in the mood for my company. While waiting for the tide to slack and the visibility to improve, I decided to explore the surrounding turtle grass shallows, which were also teeming with life. Stingrays are a common sight here. These are juvenile blue-striped grunts and yellowtail snappers. These two species sometimes forage cooperatively. The grunts are better at flushing out prey from the substrate, while the snapper are more alert to predators. Porgies also hunt here. I believe this one is a pluma porgy, although porgies are very skittish and it's difficult to get close enough to ID them by species. And then I came across this sea slug. A strange little creature, not exactly fast. It either swims with wing-like flaps on its sides, or it crawls on the bottom with its muscular foot. Its main defenses are camouflage and a purple ink it can release when threatened. That ink contains chemicals that deter predators and are even being studied for possible medical uses. Back at the blue hole, the tide is slacked out and visibility is now at its best. The school of fish greeting me here are either gray snapper or cubera snapper, or maybe both. I don't have the eye to tell them apart at this age. My best guess is they are cuberas since I often see adults here. But gray snapper are more abundant, so I just don't know. To tell them apart for sure, you need to look at the shape of the tooth patch inside their mouths. As the tide starts to shift, the fish reorient themselves to face the new incoming current. Snapper tend to hang higher in the water column. The fish along the bottom are mostly grunts. At this point, I have to be more cautious. Now the incoming current is pulling me into the blue hole. It's not so strong that I can't swim against it with my fins, but I could get pulled in deeper than I intend, or bump my head if I'm not careful. Blue holes can attract species of fish that are normally found in deeper water. The fish here are a great example. These are redtail parrotfish in their initial color phase. Watch how effective they are at changing the pattern on their bodies from patchy to striped. Other parrotfish species look similar at this age, but the banded pattern on the edges of their tail fins give them away as redtails. Another creature that gives itself away to snorkelers is the spiny lobster, with their antennae waving around from under ledges like this one. Here's another large mutton snapper, glowing red in the eyes and fins, and olive green across the body. Such a beautiful fish. This other large fish is a yellow jack, a sleek predator built for speed. Well, it only takes about 30 minutes after low tide before the incoming tide stirs things up again. Visibility is dropping, and so it's time to head back to shore. On the way, I spotted a marine hermit crab crawling along the sand. Most visitors to tropical beaches are familiar with land hermit crabs, but this one is marine. Its shell protects it from predators like fish and birds, but not from octopuses, who are experts at extracting prey from shells. To help with that, some hermit crabs form a symbiotic partnership with sea anemones. The anemones ride on the crab's shell, offering stinging tentacles as defense. In return, the anemone gets mobility and access to food scraps. Exploring a blue hole is like peeking into another world, full of mystery, motion, and life. From curious crabs to stealthy snapper, every visit offers something unexpected. I hope this video gave you a better sense of what makes these places so special, both geologically and ecologically. Thanks for coming along.